News for Thursday, August 14th, 2025. I am Rakisha St. Louis. Coming up in the news, Grenada records successful Spice Mass 2025 and government pledges to continue upgrades and renovation to sporting facilities. We'll have details to these stories and more after the break.
GFNC would like to share the Healthy Choices for Healthy Living guidelines for Grenada. Number 1, let's eat healthy. Enjoy a variety of natural, safe foods every day. Number 2, eat fresh vegetables and fruits every day. Grow what you eat and eat what you grow. Number 3, flavor foods with local fresh seasonings and spices. It's the healthier choice. Number 4, drink more water every day. It helps your body function better. Number 5, avoid highly processed foods, snacks, and drinks. They are high in fat, salt, and sugar. Number 6, be active. Get moving every day. It makes you look good and feel good. Number 7, create healthier ways to prepare our traditional dishes. Number 8, make time to prepare, share, and enjoy healthy family meals. The mission of the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council is to promote the health and well-being of the Grenadian population, encouraging them to make informed food choices and practice healthy lifestyles.
Welcome back.
What a spectacular season it has been when stars align. Spice Mass 2025 has exceeded every expectation, delivering on our proud promise, the best mass by far. Today, I stand here overflowing with gratitude and pride.
Culture and Tourism Minister Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas delivering a post-carnival message on Thursday. According to him, the 2025 season was an eventful one that left many patrons wanting more. Minister Thomas congratulated the 2025 winners and all the stakeholders who worked hard to ensure that Grenada Spice Mass remains the best mass by far in the hearts and minds of locals and visitors.
First, I offer my heartfelt congratulations to all our champions whose talent, creativity, and dedication lit up our stages and streets. To Muddy, our unstoppable soca monarch, you shook the very ground we stood on. To Golden, our soulful and irresistible groovy monarch, you captured our hearts. To Scholar, our legendary calypso monarch, you reminded us of the power of words and melody. To Miss St. John, Alia Knight, our radiant carnival queen, you earned that crown with grace and poise. To the winners of the road match, Little Kerry, the captivated mass bands, traditional mass, jab jab, old mass, Monday night mass, and fancy mass, Comanchero Steel Orchestra, and all other victors across the competitions, your artistry has inspired a nation and delighted the world. I extend sincere thanks to our stakeholders, the Spice Mass Corporation, subcommittees, sponsors, music producers, cultural groups, law enforcement, cleaners, private promoters, and all those who work tirelessly behind the scenes. To our patrons, your energy fueled every performance. To our visitors, you came, you danced, you celebrated with us, and you will forever be part of our story. And to our media partners, thank you for carrying our culture to every corner of the globe. Spice Mass 2025 was not just a festival, it was a living, breathing celebration of our identity. We showed the world that Grenada's culture is not only alive, but soaring to new heights.
The 2025 season officially concluded on Tuesday with the last lap parade of the bands. The Royal Grenada Police Force has hailed Spice Mass as one of the most successful and well-attended carnivals in our nation's history. A robust operations plan and strong public cooperation helped achieve a 24% drop in reported crimes compared to 2024. However, despite this overall decline, there was a slight increase in property crimes, which remains a concern. There was a significant rise in vehicular accidents from Friday, August 8th to Wednesday, August 13th, with a total of 105 accidents, 4 of serious nature, compared to 61 accidents, only 1 of which was serious during the same period in 2024. During the RGPF's operations, officers' efforts led to the confiscation of several offensive weapons or items, including 3 firearms, 5 rounds of ammunition, cutlasses, knives, and scissors. The Commissioner of Police, Randy Connaught, along with the executive team and all ranks of the RGPF, expresses heartfelt thanks to the people of Grenada for their trust, cooperation, and partnership in achieving our shared security objectives. The Caribbean Examinations Council has announced the release of the 2025 May-June examinations results online on Friday from 1 p.m. The preliminary results of the CXC exams will go live on the student portal, studentportal.cxc.org. Officials of the Caribbean Examinations Council have arrived in the Cayman Islands for the release of results ceremony for the May-June examination on Friday, August 15th. CXC Registrar and CEO Dr. Wayne Wesley and the Director of Operations Dr. Nicole Manning will officially share the performance data relating to the over 100,000 candidates from across the region who registered to sit more than 600,000 subject entries in the May-June 2025 Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE, Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, and Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence, CCSLC examinations. This is the GIS News. When we return, government continues to upgrade and rehabilitate sporting facilities.
Netball! Netball! Yes! Exciting! Edge of your seat netball is back! It's the 5th ECCB International Netball Series in the Spice Isle of Grenada, August 23rd to 31st at Tantine Netball Complex in St. George's. Witness 7 ECCB member countries: Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines battle for the coveted Gloria Valentine Championship Trophy. But wait, there's more! The 5th ECCB International Netball Series will also feature visiting teams from Barbados, the Cayman Islands, and Guyana, who will reign supreme at the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. Go on out to the Netball Complex at Tantine or connect to the ECCB Connect's Facebook page and YouTube channel for live coverage of the matches. It's netball action at its best. Excellence and empowerment through sports.
Welcome back. Plans are underway for further upgrade and rehabilitation of sporting facilities throughout Grenada. Sports Minister Honorable Delma Thomas recently told GIS that work continues within each parish. Playing fields will be lit, grounds will be leveled, basketball courts will be resurfaced and painted. She was speaking at the conclusion of a recent basketball camp for groups and organizations at the Grandans Hard Court. The plans are part of the government's mandate to improve facilities to attract more regional and international events that will boost sports tourism.
It means a lot for us generally as a government, but as part of our policy, we are developing facilities across Grenada, including carriacou. So we are doing some work on the Grenville basketball court. The ground here also needs some upgrade, and there are other basketball facilities and other facilities across Grenada. So we're talking basketball now, but we're also looking at development of other facilities as it relates to other sporting disciplines. So just recently we got the correct paint for the basketball, so it just came in yesterday, I think, or today. So we'll have repainting with the proper paint here, and the same thing will be done. We'll be redoing or rehabilitating the Grenville one, and there are others across other parish that needs maybe reconstruction in some cases and rehabilitation in others. So that is as it relates to basketball. But as you know now, as we speak, the lighting in Progress Park is going up. Then we'll have upgrade of last suggest, and then we'll start the cricket stadium, which is a big one. So this is first class lighting, and so we'll see some first class game.
Minister Thomas also highlighted plans for the development of Progress Park in St. Andrew. Consultations are earmarked to commence in September.
Further development, what we have there is phase one that involves the lighting and a children playground. But what we hope to do is to upgrade the playing field into first class games. If you have first class lights, you must appreciate that the field must also be first class.
With the September school term fast approaching, the Ministry of Education is reminding parents and guardians that there is still time to apply for the school supplies and uniform assistance program. What began as a paper-based voucher system has gradually evolved into a digital process. Director of Student Support Services, Pearson Stroud, and Senior ICT Officer, Kate Koto from the Ministry of Education were guests on the GIS Spice Morning program. Stroud said that parents or guardians who have not yet applied and those who feel they were left out can still do so. Applications can be made by calling or sending a WhatsApp message to telephone number 415-1458 or emailing uniformassistance@moe.edu.gd.
So if there's anybody right now who, after we've covered all of those things, those application forms, went to the school, the constituency office, SEED, child protection, the children's school attendant officers, if persons still feel that they have been left out and that they really need that assistance, please call via WhatsApp that number and make the request for application, because the QR codes, and Mr. Dakota will speak a lot more to that, they become obsolete. They become obsolete at the 15th of September. So we will be able to facilitate persons who still feel that there's a need to apply, that were not covered in all of those areas, but we made sure we tried to be as comprehensive as possible. Up until around the 29th of August, it will be the last time we'll be taking in applications, because we have to make sure that we leave enough space for persons to be able to use the QR codes before it becomes expired on the 15th of September.
He added that the ministry is actively processing codes and accommodating queries ahead of the August deadline.
We are in the process of releasing the QR codes, and we are facilitating inquiries on a daily basis. Persons are calling. There was a number that we were using before that we had to change. That number, that phone is for another aspect of the Ministry of Education's work, so we had to transition to this new one that we put out on the press release. But we have been processing inquiries, and persons have been asking questions through the numbers that we have. That's where we are. QR codes are being sent out on every other day or so, out of the persons that we've had an application and that we put it into the system. As Mr. Nikoto said, it's a software, it's a platform. And so we put in information from all the different applications we have gotten from the schools, from school attendant officers, from CPA, from the constituency offices. So all of those things are now have already been transitioned or turned into the QR codes, and we are initiating that, and we are in a process on a daily basis. We are accessing persons who have inquiries and want to seek information. We are working with them on a daily basis.
From the ministry's standpoint, the assistance isn't limited to 1 or 2 students per household. Instead, the amount provided increases with the number and level of students.
What we do, we basically have an amount that we would say. So, for example, if you have a primary school age child, if you have 1 child, the financial benefit will be $100. If you have 2 children who have primary school age, it goes up incrementally to $150, then $200, and if you have more than 3 or so primary school children, you will get a certain amount up to $300, $400. So that is really what. So we don't say you could only take care of 2 children in a household. That's not what we say. The program is scheduled in a way that you have certain amount for a certain amount of children, and above that, you get one flat amount. Secondary school is the same thing. You have one secondary school age child is 150, 250, 300, more than one children of secondary school age. You get a certain amount at that amount of $350 to $400.
To receive the QR code, one must have internet access. Kate Dikoto highlights this.
Successful applicants, they will receive either an email or a text message, right? The email will contain the QR code itself, or the text message will contain information about the QR code. So the text message that persons will receive or beneficiary will receive simply goes like this. Hello, John Doe, all right? Your voucher code is XXX, voucher link. So there'll be a link to the voucher itself. So you would not receive a QR code with the text message. You'll receive a link to the QR code. And you must have internet access to access the QR code. So that's one thing I want parents or beneficiaries to know. You must use internet or have internet access to access the QR code. It will bring you or lead you to a site, a website with the QR code. And you can take a screenshot if you do not have data on your phone, because that QR code is like your money. It's what you're going to use to conduct transaction at the vendor.
The public is reminded that for queries, they can call or WhatsApp telephone number 415-1458 or email uniformassistance@moe.edu.gd. Grenada's bid to establish a thriving pork industry is showing encouraging signs, according to Food and Agriculture Organization consultant Eugene Yevgen, who wrapped up a week-long consultation with stakeholders last week. Yevgen's visit was part of the Ministry of Agriculture's push to explore market trends, address challenges, and identify opportunities for the sector. He met with farmers, input suppliers, hotels, restaurants, supermarkets, the Caribbean agro-industry, the St. George's University, and Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority. Describing the initial outlook as promising and encouraging, Yevgen stressed that sustainable feeding solutions must be developed to keep production costs manageable.
I think that as the pork becomes standardized in quality and constantly available, and of course, if with the use of the food waste we can reduce the cost of production, there's very, very good potential for the pork, locally produced pork, to substitute the imports. With the hotels, there's a enormous demand for the bacon for breakfast. And so there is something to be considered as well. Bacon and ham. That's another thing that can be at the end of the value chain, and that will have to come through. But yes, I personally strongly believe, and if I were a businessman to come and do something here, I would take the challenge and try to do it, because I see the potential.
Minister for Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, Honorable Lennox Andrews, said that he was encouraged by Yevgen's preliminary findings and underscored the government's readiness to support potential investors in bringing the industry to life.
From where I sit, I'm prepared to support the investor who is prepared to come and spend and get the production going. And what I like about this is that it is very much market driven. There is a demand for it. There's a great demand for it. So if there's a demand for it, then you know you're going to make money.
Yes.
Good? So if you're going to make money, as government, all we have to do is to facilitate you in getting it done. So government can do it by itself, because governments don't run business very well. Good? Government don't run business very well. But we are prepared to, and I'm prepared to support the investor who wants to get involved in the pork production. Not just the raw meat, but also in the sausage, in these other products that the hotels normally need for breakfast. I'm prepared to support them as quickly as possible.
The FAO consultant also pointed to food waste as the largest untapped resource for the industry, noting that St. George's University's veterinary laboratory could provide technical expertise, while the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority could play a key role in handling. The consultant is expected to submit a detailed report to the ministry in the coming weeks, outlining his full assessment and recommended steps to move the project forward. The GIS news will return after the break.
For example, several months ago, they had to utilize 2 or 3 containers, sea containers of chicken. That some of it went bad, so something happened, and but that could have been turned into the feed for the animals.
Okay.
So, and they say that this happens. I mean, it's inevitable. Some shipments can be identified bad, and they have to be discarded. And rather than burying them, it's better to process them into the feed for pigs.
Okay.
Same with ADM, with Caribbean Agro. They have, from time to time, they get their feed wet and they get it utilized. And I cannot say maybe to the whole extent, but to some extent it could have been used by the finishing pigs, not the sows, not the small piglets, but potentially for the growing pigs.
Grenada's hotel industry can be in a better position if all hoteliers effectively collaborate with the Grenada Hotel and Tourism Association and other stakeholders. President of the Grenada Hotel and Tourism Association, Elvis Lewis, said if membership with the association is mandatory, hoteliers can benefit from training and marketing initiatives, which augurs well for the industry and local economy. Lewis explained that the conversation has started between the GHTA and the Ministry of Tourism to put policies in place to change the outlook of the industry. He said data gathered from each hotel can be used to market Grenada more effectively.
So your average daily rate and your occupancy rate is enough data that GTA can use to determine number of people based on a hotel size, how much money is actually being spent based on room stock and the number of beds that are sold. So it's a spreadsheet. You just put in, you have 500 rooms. I made $1,000 at $20 a day. It's just divided. It's quite simple math, but it's just getting people habitually to do it. And it's not mandatory. It should be mandatory. We're lobbying for it. We're hoping that we can accomplish that. It's one of the things that I've put on my agenda as president for the next 18 months, because I'm into my 6 months as president, to try and see if we can lobby between GTA and the Ministry of Tourism to sort of implement a policy like that. It benefits Grenada. It benefits everybody. So it's a no-brainer. It should be done.
He outlined some of the benefits of being a member of the association.
Most of our major hotels and a lot of our smaller properties that are locally owned are members of the association. One of the things that we're hoping can be accomplished, and this is not a criticism of anything that's presently in place in Grenada, it's one observation, that if you look at successful tourism entities in the Caribbean, I'll use Barbados as a benchmark, they make it mandatory for every accommodation or tourism business have to be registered with the government. And that is for many, many reasons, because the data that you can collect from that allows the government to now market the country far more effectively, because you don't know what's happening. Not having all the hotels be a member, it's a personal choice for someone. And hopefully after this, and they see us talking about it, those that are not will say, you know what, I need to be a member of the GHTA. We provide and we try to find solutions for training. So we can reach out to the Caribbean Hotel Association, which is our sister organization for the Caribbean region. We can bring trainers in and offer it to our different hoteliers in the accommodation, in the dive sector, or just the regular tourism sector. We can lobby on their behalf on specific issues, whether it's something with their property, with the government, or so in theory, we're sort of a private entity that lobbies on behalf of our members. And we bring them together to have conversations of how we can enhance the product collaboratively between the hotels and all the different entities that make up the GHTA.
Lewis reiterated the significance of training in enhancing the Grenada experience for visitors.
If a guest goes into a restaurant and they're greeted very poorly, and their experience is not as enjoyable as they would like it to be, we're going to get a negative, a negative referral, and we don't want that. So that training comes in where we're hoping, and we're continuously doing it, that our partners will come on board and join us and be part of all the training programs that we're implemented, that we have implemented, so that the Grenadian experience is beautiful.
Finally, in the news, CarriFesta 15 is 1 week away, and Grenada's delegation is making final preparations to represent the country to the fullest. CarriFesta 15 will be held in Barbados from August 22nd to 31st under the theme Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. Food and fashion, music and dance, art, craft, sculpture, and other diverse ranges of expressions will be featured. Kennedy Roberts, lead of Grenada's culinary team, spoke to Grenada's representation in the culinary presentation.
At CarriFesta 15, there is a heightened focus on the culinary aspect of the various islands. So undoubtedly, Grenada had to go and present our oil down. So our national dish is going to be featured on the Grenada Day, which will be Wednesday. And we'll be doing a vegetarian oil down because there are a lot of people who not, and we're doing a traditional one with the pigtail, chicken, and some codfish at the top to give it the flavor. Of course, we're going to be bringing up our turmeric and our callaloo. We're doing it with the coconut milk, and we're doing it in a manner where we can really feature and present Grenada's national dish in a big way. However, during the entire week, there'll be an opportunity to feature breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever we want to.
The culinary delegation will give patrons in Barbados the opportunity to purchase some of the local foods.
We are going to ensure that we present a quality product, a versatile variety of Grenada cuisine. We're focusing on the basics with fish cake and with saltfish sauce, fire and reishi, but we're going to be also looking to see what other, based on the demand and so on, we'll be making sure that we present some other aspects of our cuisine. The tanya log, the corn soup, or manish waters, because Chef Andre is trying to get some of the burnt meat, and we'll prep it and so before we go up there, so we won't have to look too much at getting somebody to burn. We go ahead and we're getting that done. So we're going to be doing a lot of prepping over the next week and making sure that we have enough. We're also going to be having cocoa tea and bush tea.
An interesting aspect will be the Camahon boat, which will depict what Chris DeRiggs describes as a quest with different characters. On Tuesday, August 26th, Grenada's 1-hour production Camahon boat will be featured.
As you know, Camahon is the name that the Amerindians, Kalinagos, gave to Grenada. And the Camahon boat, therefore, is the ship of state, Grenada, sailing into an unknown destination to a place called New Horizons. And in order to arrive at New Horizons, the passengers and crew have to make their way through an area called Adversity. Of course, this is a play on the word adversity.
Okay.
If you're young like my kids, you probably refer to the production as a quest.
DeRiggs is the director of the production Camahon boat. He explained Grenada's cast for CarriFesta.
It is largely drama, theater, but it is theater in a versatile form. It brings together movement and song as part of the production. The cast consists of some of Grenada's best acting talent. We have, the captain of the ship. The SS Camahon is what we call the ship. The captain of the ship is Sam Ogilvy, and he is a well-known acting talent. His first mate, who goes by the name, and the captain, his name is Captain Grenade, right? Again, play on the word Grenada. The first mate is Extempo. His name is Extempo, and that's Robert White. And then you have powerful characters like Debbie Gilchrist, who is Madame Chantwell, who is the Chantwell figure brought into the whole mix and so on. And you're looking at people like Dillion Walters. Dillion plays the role of a jab. His name is Wilambi. All right, so you see what's happening there.
The Grenada delegation will be led by Mr. Kelvin Jacob, Chief Cultural Officer in the Ministry of Culture. This takes us to the end of the GIS News for Thursday, August 14th. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.